wanted to quickly just have you introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you, what you're bringing to the project, and then maybe once you do that, just explain a little bit about what this project is going to be.
Yeah, sure. So I can start with me, and then also maybe we can talk also about the team, the full team behind Haunted Space. By the way, I'm Leo. I'm the CMO of Haunted Space, and so I started my journey on the marketing side when I was 16, 17, and through dropshipping, e-commerce, and then basically I moved on creating brands. And after that, I created an agency that partnered up with the biggest companies in Italy. For our agency basically was a digital marketing agency that helped these companies to increase their revenues. And on 2021, after that, actually in the meanwhile, in 2021, what happened is that I basically started to look into crypto a little bit more. I look also on the NFT side and also on the gaming part side. In particular, to be honest, I started looking also, for example, to Illuvium and this title. And so I understood the mechanics and the idea behind the blockchain game, the crypto gaming world, the play and earn, etc. And since I knew Luca, that is the founder of Haunted Space, I proposed to him this new technology and this new way to approach the gaming part, and he really liked it. And so I started. So basically, we decided to create a portion of Haunted Space that would be play and earn, so connected to the blockchain. And so I started working as CMO in Haunted Space since December 2021.
Oh wow, that's a lot.
It's not a lot compared to when the actually project was born. Haunted Space was actually born 6 years ago, the first prototype, and the development started 4 years ago. So it's not that long compared to how long the project has been in development. But maybe I can talk a little bit more regarding also the Haunted Space project as an overall, and then we can just dive in more a detailed way. Is that okay?
Yeah, that sounds great, man. Go for it.
Okay. What is Haunted Space? So Haunted Space is the first project that will connect the standard gaming industry, so PlayStation, Xbox, and Steam, to the blockchain gaming world. Now, how are we going to do that? So basically, in the past 4 years, as I mentioned before, we have developed a AAA game that is our single-player game. They will be released on PlayStation, Xbox, and Steam on the beginning of next year. In the meantime, we are actually also developing a multiplayer game that basically will have a portion that is connected to the blockchain, so it will be a play and earn game. And so what we are going to do is taking all the people that are going to play our games on PlayStation, Xbox, and Steam, so the single player and the multiplayer free to play, and we are taking all these people and move them to the blockchain gaming world, so to our crypto game that is our play and earn. So this is a really brief summary of Haunted Space, but I'm sure you might have some questions.
I have a plethora of questions. The first being, what does the blockchain portion of the game? So we're moving the game to the blockchain, which is awesome. Love to see that. What does that entail? Are we minting out what exactly is going to be the NFT part of this on the blockchain?
Okay. So you mean what is going to be like the game, the multiplayer play and earn game? So how is going to work, or you mean what's the NFT that we are going to mint on the 23rd September? What is going to have?
I honestly, the answer is both of those things. But what I was asking specifically was the first. But go in whatever order you think's best.
Okay. No. I will go the first, so you have a clear vision of the project. Okay, so. Here is the thing. So basically, at the moment, PlayStation, Xbox, in particular Steam, do not allow any blockchain games to be on their platform. The reason is not really due to the blockchain, but it's due to the blockchain games crypto games have private marketplace. But for a number of reasons, basically at the moment they do not allow it. I'm sure it will change, but that's the thing. So when we created the actual crypto project, we thought, how could we solve one of the biggest issue in the crypto gaming industry? That is that the standard gamers actually a really few percentage, a really tiny percentage of the standard gamers are actually in the crypto gaming. So we thought, how could we move, a big portion of these gamer inside our game, a standard gamer inside our game? So the best solution that we came out, since we cannot release a play to earn game inside PlayStation, Xbox, or Steam, was to create two identical multiplayer game. So the first game is a multiplayer free-to-play game that is going to be released on PlayStation, Xbox, and Steam. Now, free-to-play, for who is not a gamer, means basically that you can play for free, and then inside the game you can choose to purchase, if you want, some items inside the game. So it's basically like Fortnite, if you ever played it. So that's how a free-to-play work. On the other side, we have also created an identical game that is the only difference with the free-to-play game is that it will be connected to the blockchain. So we'll have in-game NFTs, in-game tokens, and everything. Now, just think about this. Our expectation is that we are going to have a number of thousands of players in the multiplayer free-to-play. Now, let's take for example, one single player that actually enjoy our game and plays 2, 3, 4, 5 hours every day. Let's say, for example, he plays 3 or 4 hours every day. These players really enjoy the game, really love our game, and actually is spending a lot of time on the game and a lot of money. When he finds out that there is also a play and earn game, it will be really easy to move him to the blockchain side, because on the play to earn side, he will spend the same amount of time, but he will actually be able to earn. That's the cool thing. And also on top of that, there is also another thing to mention. So most of the play to earn at the moment, basically, one thing, the difference between a play to earn and a play and earn, that's why we call us play and earn, is because a play to earn means that the only reason why you are actually playing is just for earning. There is no other reason. It's basically like a job. Our game instead is different, because you can play the game for free on PlayStation, Xbox, and Steam, and you can try it out, you can understand if you like it, and after that, if you actually like it, you can move to the earning side. So that's why it's called play and earn, because you can play it, you can enjoy it, understand if you like it, and after you can decide whether you would like, to join the blockchain side, so earn. That's why it's called play and earn. I know it's a lot of stuff. If it's not clear, just tell me and I can, explain a little bit more or repeat myself.
No, I don't think that's necessary. You're right. I think there is a lot to this that is interesting. It's a different tactic, but I let's kind of, there's a lot of different avenues I want to approach here. One, I want to talk about your all's investment in the investment that you guys have. One of them being Epic, which up until recently had a ban on blockchain games, but they've become more open. So I want to talk about that. But first, let's just explain what the game is. Like, what is are we talking about? Is this an RPG? Is this a first person shooter? Is this an open world game? What kind of game are we talking about?
Okay, so I will talk about both the single player and the multiplayer. So the single player, you have to think about a little bit like GTA. So it's an open world storyline based game. What it means is that you have this huge open world where you can just follow the main story, and more you follow the main story, more you discover the map and you discover the characters inside the game. This is for the single player. Multiplayer is a little bit different. It will have, at the moment of the release, after that the modes will increase, we'll have 3 modes: open world, deathmatch, and free for all. Open world is basically we are going to take the maps inside that are going to be on the single player and move them to the multiplayer. And basically it will be something similar to like GTA 5 online. So you can go around, chill out with your friend, do activities, gather resources, and other stuff. Deathmatch and free for all, it's a little bit more different. It's basically you have to think a little bit more like Call of Duty, where basically you have this closed map. And obviously, for example, in deathmatch, you have your teammates and you have the enemy's team that you have to kill in order to win the game. Here is basically the same thing, but obviously you instead of, for example, in Call of Duty, there is a person that shoots with a gun. Here you have your spaceship, you are in the space, and you have to destroy the enemy spaceship. So this is how the gameplay will work.
Understood. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So, in the atmosphere where we have pro gamers, right? We have people who are making millions of dollars, winner chicken dinner. Every time they jump into Fortnite, they win the game, right? They win, and they stream about it on Twitch and things like that. What's keeping the play to earn mechanic from benefiting people like that? Will someone be able to come into this game and just completely wipe the floor with people as a pro gamer and be able to be the richest person in the community? What's the economy supposed to be like for players?
So basically, the play and earn side of our game is seen basically our vision is to basically make it as a competitive part of the game. So basically, as I mentioned before, what you should do in our game is basically start with the free-to-play, understand how to play it, and then after that you can become competitive, move to the earning to the play and earn side. Because our game is a skill-based game, so what it means is that the more time you spend in the game, the better you become, the more you are going to earn. That's the thing of how it's going to work our game. And to be honest, I feel like that also is the only sustainable, as far as I've seen, and obviously I might get wrong here, but this is the only sustainable ecosystem that I see for the play and earn, to be honest.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So thank you for kind of going a little bit on the background there. One of the things that is really interesting about the project, at least from from the outside looking in, is that you guys have won a ton of awards already. A lot of notable awards. You guys have won the Epic Mega Grant, as I mentioned earlier. You guys were Forbes Best NFT Emerging Project of 2022, which is weird because I hadn't heard of you guys until I was prepping for this interview here, which is crazy. So I want to know, how have you guys done this? Have you guys won these awards? How have you guys, been able to capture these VCs and these funding rounds that you guys have been in, and maybe speak to what the team has brought to kind of bring out a lot of this investment?
Okay. So I will basically first, maybe the best thing is I can list everything, the prizes and the funds that we got, and then I can explain each of them how we basically were able to get them. Sure. So basically, okay, so we won the Epic Mega Grant. Now, the Epic Mega Grant, for who doesn't know, Epic Games is one of the biggest gaming company, and it's, for example, the developer of Fortnite or Unreal Engine 5. So we got a grant as one of the most promising upcoming title. We got the Forbes Best NFT upcoming award of 2022. We got second to the UABI hackathon hosted by Nexttype. We got invested and incubated by CDFI. For who doesn't know, CDFI is one of the biggest VC and the biggest crypto gaming launchpad in the crypto space. And we've been officially published by the official channel of PlayStation, the official channel of Xbox and EGM. So if you search Haunted Space Xbox, Haunted Space PlayStation, you will find our trailer and gameplay published by these platforms. Now let's go with each of them. So the Epic Games Epic Mega Grant, we won that. I think when I just arrived in the company, and so basically the Epic Mega Grant actually was for the quality of the game. So we won that through a competition. Basically, that's I'm not sure how you get inside competition. I think is not that hard, to be honest, to get inside the Epic Mega Grant competition. But we won that as for basically the overall gameplay, for the graphics, and for the mechanics, for the story, and all these things. So this is the first one. The Forbes Award was we got it. We got the award in as a real life event. So we basically it was an event that was in Rome, and we were there, and we got in this competition, and we won. We have also the picture on the stage. Yeah, this is the word. We got the picture on the stage with the Forbes journalist, and it was really, really cool, basically, because we got all the crowd, and then there were these journalists that got us the award. And there are also the pictures of the award inside our Discord. Maybe not the Discord, sorry, in our Twitter. Maybe later, if you want, I can also get some of them. Regarding the UOB hackathon, we won that, and it was really easy actually to participate. It was basically just a form. You fill out the form, and you basically get picked by UOB. And after that, there is like some judges that judge your project over the others, and we got second. And then there is CDFI. CDFI actually contacted us when we just started the crypto project. So this was March or April, and they contacted us through Twitter. I don't remember for Twitter or through email. I don't remember. And then after that, they invested in us and they incubated us because they like the overall project and team. And then who else? Oh yeah, PlayStation. And regarding PlayStation and Xbox, this was basically because we had contacts with PlayStation, because one of our founders is basically a really experienced game developer. He's our game producer. It's Ivan, and so he had contacts with PlayStation, Xbox. PlayStation liked the project, liked the game overall, and so the main thing regarding the PlayStation and Xbox wasn't really a marketing promotion, but was more in order to understand if what we're doing was actually right. Because basically our space game is a little bit different compared to the compared to the other space game. Our game is more spiky horror, more dirty. So we just wanted to understand actually if the actual graphics, the gameplay was something that people liked. If you check out the comments under the PlayStation video or the IGN video, they are all positive. So that was perfect, because that means that we were going on the right way. And I think I got all of them.
That's incredible. And I mean, obviously the product apparently speaks for itself. When people see it, they like it. They think it's innovative. What can you say behind the team that you guys have kind of cultivated here? Who's making this game? Can you maybe speak to the team?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so the company behind Haunted Space is called Italian Games Factory. We are an Italian company. And basically, the company is composed by 30 people, over 30 people actually, of which 20 people work on the game development side and 10 people work with me on the marketing and crypto side. The founders of Italian Games Factory are Luca, Giorgio, and Ivan. Luca is the main founder of Haunted Space in general. He's basically started to create the Haunted Space 7 years ago as a first prototype. And he's both a game developer and he also owns a marketing agency, and that's how I met Luca. And then there is Giorgio. Giorgio is our CEO, and he's a really experienced entrepreneur. He owns multiple companies, of which also a master that is game development school. And that's super useful for us, because basically we are able to get all the best talents in Italy and UK. And bring them basically inside our Haunted Space in order to keep the the production level really high. And then there is Ivan. There is our game producer. He is a senior game producer. He has over 35 years of experience. He basically know a ton of people and in the gaming world, and he won a lot of prizes. He's one of the 100 most influential people in the gaming world. And so basically, by the way, you can see everything that it's and I just talked about in our Medium article regarding the team. You can see all our background. You can see the LinkedIn, the social, whatever you might need. Just go on Medium. It's the 7th article, and you can see all our experience and whatever you might need.
That's a pretty talented group of people. So really crazy to hear about that. So you mentioned you guys are minting here in September. Can you maybe explain a little bit more about the mint?
Yes, give me just a second because they basically are calling me from the other room. Just a second.
Yeah, it's all good. I can entertain while I'm out. Do I have any impression requests here I can do while we break? I'm kidding. Okay.
Here I am. Sorry. Sorry. What was the question? I'm really sorry, but they were calling me. I didn't understand why.
No, you're good. Okay. I'm trying to think of what my question was. Yeah. So you guys have the upcoming mint coming up here in September. Can you kind of explain a little bit more about, what's going on? Okay, I'm interested in the mint. How do I get registered? Things like that.
Okay, cool. So I will start with the mint detail, and then after I will move to the utilities of the actual mint, of the actual NFT. Sorry. So the mint details is September 23rd. So it's Friday. This Friday at 12 p.m. East or 4 p.m. UTC. The mint price here is a little bit tricky, but just follow me. The mint price is $115 converted into Ethereum. Now, why did we announce a stablecoin price? The reason is because we were afraid of Ethereum fluctuation, and so we decided to just switch the price into Ethereum the day before the mint. So the price is going to be revealed, the actual Ethereum price is going to be revealed tomorrow. It's going to be most likely between 0.07 and 0.08. So the price is going to be 0.07, around 0.07. Mintable supply 3,000. So just rewind that. Mint date September 23rd, 12 p.m. East or 4 p.m. UTC. Price around.
Oh no, he got rugged. You back?
This is our. Sorry. Okay, this is our first NFT collection. Can you hear me right? Because
yes.
Okay, sorry. This is our first NFT collection, and so as it is, we decided that we basically are trying to give the best possible benefit that we can give to our holders. And so, first one, if you stake your NFT, you will get as a reward our HS token. The HS token is our main token of the overall ecosystem. Is our utility token. What it means is that you can basically buy NFTs, spaceship, you can buy items, you can buy resources, you can buy fuel, repair your spaceship, whatever it is inside the game, it will be done through the HS token, basically. But obviously, the token will be also publicly traded. Now, we made some, I'm not the tokenomics guy, so we made some really cool mechanics in order, to also, after the listing, to make it increase the price. For example, there is no pre-sale on the token. There is something regarding the liquidity pool. Unfortunately, I'm not really a tokenomics guy, but if you want to understand more, there is our last Medium article, or also in our Discord, there is all the details regarding the token, how we are going to publicly trade it, etc., etc. Other than this, we will have also an in-game multiplier. So what it means is that if you own a Genesis Pass inside the game, inside the multiplayer game, you will be able to earn more reward compared to any other players who do not own a Genesis Pass. Then there is also you will have our single player game for free. And other than this, they is going to cost around $30. But other than this, you will have also the single player beta that is going to be released on October, multiplayer beta, multiplayer alpha, whatever basically updates we have, you guys are going to be the first to receive it. Other than this, there is also the airdrop discounts and whitelist of our future NFT collection. The two that I can mention now, but there is going to be much more, is our avatar collection that will be airdropped to all our Genesis holder a month or two after the Genesis Pass mint. And then there is going to be also the battleship. The battleship instead is going to be basically our main NFT inside the game. So it's the one that you actually need in order to actually play the play and earn. But the good news is that if you own a Genesis Pass, you will be the first to mint it, and you will have also a huge discount. It's not official, but it will be around 50%. Other than this, there is much more. For example, you will have on our governance token, you will be able that our governance token is different from the HS token that is our utility token. Just a disclaimer, our governance token, for example, that we are doing a pre-sale, so we are raising to also basically selling to VCs. You will be able to join if you are a Genesis holder in the private sale. And what it means is that you will have a price equal to the VC price, to the venture capital price. So it's much, much lower compared to the public price. And there is much more, actually. There are over 10 perks. These are the most important one. But if you want to read them, all of them, I will just not list all of them. Just go to our Discord. There is an animated video that explains in detail everything and try, it's made for if you have any questions also regarding the perks, or there is our Medium that also everything is explained perfectly.
Right on. Yeah. No need to list everything off here. But I appreciate you going through that and kind of explaining a little bit more. A great question has kind of come up, and I have a question too that kind of relates to this, but maybe not quite. But Raga Prince here in guest questions. If you guys want to submit a question, please post it here in guest questions. But Raga Prince asked, you mentioned that Steam, PlayStation, and Xbox aren't the biggest fans of NFTs and crypto. Can you speak to how the NFT integration into the multiplayer side of the game stays in line with their rules?
Okay, so basically, as I mentioned before, the multiplayer titles is going to be two. So there is going to be one that is going to be on PlayStation, Xbox, and Steam. It's going to be the free-to-play game, but the free-to-play game is not connected in any way to the blockchain. So it's basically compliant with all these in general all these platforms. And instead, there is going to be the multiplayer play and earn that is instead connected with the blockchain. So as I mentioned before, the idea, basically, I would just recap that. And the idea is taking all the people that is going to be they are going to play our PlayStation game that is going to be free, and move them to our blockchain game that is basically not the same as the free-to-play game, but is another game, basically. It's okay, just let me explain it. These two games, the free-to-play game that is going to be on PlayStation, Xbox, and Steam, and the play and earn game, so the multiplayer play and earn game, are going to be two identical games. The only difference between these two is that one, the free-to-play game, is going to be on PlayStation, Xbox, and Steam, and the other one instead is not going to be on PlayStation, Xbox, and Steam, but instead it will be connected to the blockchain. So what it means is that we are going to, as I mentioned before, we are going to basically move the people that are going to play our PlayStation game to our play and earn game. So that's how we are solving this issue. Okay,
and how are these companies like Steam, PlayStation, Xbox, are they aware of your plans here? Are they cool with it? Is it something that it's like, well, we haven't really told them yet? I'm curious to know if they're like, yeah, sure, go ahead and onboard them off our platform. Just curious if you guys have thought that through.
Yeah, there is no need because we are 100% compliant with their policies. And what we are doing, I will just explain how we are going to move all these people to the blockchain game. So how we are going to do that is basically try to move all these players outside of PlayStation, outside of Xbox, or outside of Steam through giveaways and different stuff. And we are going to move them inside our socials, so on Twitter, Discord, Instagram, or every social that we are going to have. After that, what we are doing is just educational content. We will try to make people understand that actually, because now there is this misconception from the standard gaming world that NFT is a scam, play to earn is scam, everything regarding crypto is scam, basically. Through education and through our brand, basically, because in the meanwhile they will continue to play our game. We will just educate them that the crypto world is not a scam, and actually in the crypto gaming world, the players have actually only benefit, mainly with our play to earn and play and earn ecosystem and how we are doing it. And so for this reason, it will basically just be an educational process, and after that we'll merge this standard gaming community with our crypto community, and that moment basically it will be we will just move these people to the play and earn side. So this is how we are going to move the people from the actual PlayStation or Steam or Xbox game to the blockchain game. So this is the process. I don't know, is it clear? Is it more clear now?
Yeah, I think it's more clear. So basically, we have two operations running. One that is the AAA title on these platforms, and one that is like, hey, you're getting good at this. You've been playing this for free. You could have made, $100 this week by playing and winning all the matches you won. Why don't you come take your luck on our, platform here? So that makes sense, I think. And this is kind of the question that I had related to this is you mentioned some education and things like that, because right now the sentiment with gamers who consider themselves gamers pretty negative towards play to earn, pretty negative towards NFTs. Have you guys seen anything from and is this I assume you guys have a beta out for the single player or the console version of this game, is that correct? Hello, can you hear me? I'm sorry. Can you guys hear me right now?
Yeah, I don't know if you lagged or I lagged. I think I lagged, to be honest. Can you just repeat, please, the question?
Yeah, are you guys currently? Do you guys currently have a working game on any of these platforms right now, or like a beta? Can anyone try the game right now, or has it not been launched yet?
Okay, so the beta will be released for all our holders. Actually, we have already an internal build, obviously. And for example, if it is something between it's private, so between, for example, me and you, I can send you obviously the build. But the beta is going to be released to all our holders on October. So that's is the beta of the single player.
Gotcha. Okay. In a follow up to Raga's question earlier, he was asking, so what platform are you guys going to be on for the blockchain? Is that going to be through your own launcher, or since you guys kind of have the Epic grant, are you guys going to be on the Epic platform? Do you guys know that yet?
Yeah, so we talked with Epic and they are open, so we will be on the Epic platform for the play and learn game. Other than that, there is also a lot of platforms similar to Steam for blockchain games. Like there is Colosseum or Creo Engine. They are basically these platforms really similar to Steam, but they they get the crypto games, and so we will be also there. And then there is going to be obviously our private platform.
Okay, right on. And one of the things I was trying to ask earlier, but it seemed like we got a little bug there with some lag. But you kind of alluded to this earlier, is onboarding people who don't know anything about NFTs. What do you guys say about the people who in the gaming community, pretty hardcore gamers who are really negative about play to earn games, really negative about NFTs? Is there any kind of pulse that you guys have on that, and how do you guys plan on onboarding them? Because I feel like that's what's missing right now in a lot of these play to earn games that are launching or are trying to launch, is that they have these grandiose kind of ideas, but they're batting in a place where they're not the home team. People don't seem to be super bullish on these kinds of platforms from a gaming standpoint. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, so basically, so I will just explain. The standard gaming world at the moment do not like the crypto world, in general, the crypto gaming world, I think for three main reasons. So the first one is that people do not like innovation in general. If you see also, just let's take for example the free to play is like Fortnite, just to make you understand. So the game is free and you can purchase stuff inside the game. The free to play in 2010 was something that people didn't like. Like in general, gamers didn't like. They thought it was like something that wasn't cool. In general, it was an innovation and people didn't like it in general. Like in what I'm talking about is gamers, obviously. And that like 5, 6, I don't remember when Fortnite came out, but basically Fortnite is one of the most successful game in the history. So it's just a matter of time. People will just need a little bit of time in order to understand innovations and in general new stuff. So that's my first thought. Second thing is that there is a lot of disinformation around crypto gaming. People just saw in the news like NFT scam, crypto is scam, and these people have been scammed. Then you add to that at the moment the number of actually great game in the play to earn industry is really, really tiny, and that's something that you have to add to all these things. And so the result is going to be, of course, that gamers in particular, do not like crypto gaming. And so that's the second thing. And the third thing is just that really that connects to the second point, is that at the moment the number of great games and fun games that there are in the crypto gaming industry is really tiny. Like there is we can count them on our hands, basically, the actually fun and entertaining games that are available at the moment in the crypto space. So obviously that's another reason why standard gamers do not like crypto games. So the overall concept here is that this is a really fresh and new technology, and as all the fresh and new technology, it requires a little bit time in order to have a mass adoption. But trust me, it's like a player has literally all the benefits if the ecosystem is made on the right way. If with the ownership of the NFTs, there is really no disadvantage for a gamer. And so for this reason, I'm 100% sure. But to be honest, it's not just me. It's also these giant companies like Epic, like Ubisoft. They know that the future is going to be the blockchain gaming, and that's why they started investing also in play and earn, in crypto gaming, because everything, it just requires time. But the blockchain gaming world, the crypto gaming, it will be just something that will happen. So I hope I shared my opinion on this.
Yeah, I think you have. And I think you brought some insight to it. I asked that question to all the crypto games that we get here in our office hours, and it's fun to hear different answers. Because I'm not here to say what's right and what's wrong, right? I think that none of us are professionals here. None of us have surveyed the entire gaming community to see what it is. So it's interesting to see the different pulses that different projects and different people have from that perspective. So it's not a right or wrong answer, but it's something that I always just like to ask. I do want to talk about the game a little more as well, but one of the things that we always come across are projects who are funded by VCs, and then are minting out a project. A lot of projects will do things for free now. We see a lot of mints that are free mints, free mint here, free mint there, things like that. Currently, at the rate you kind of told us that you guys are planning on, minting out your first part of this about $300,000, give or take. The price of ETH is dropping as we speak right now. Don't look. So $3,000 is kind of what you guys will harvest from the initial mint there. But you guys do have VC backing. So, and I will say that the cost per NFT is pretty low compared to what I've seen for other AAA game kind of roll out or say they're going to do. But how do you guys kind of justify that mint price versus kind of what you guys are funding, or already funded? Like, what are those funds going to be used for? Will these go back to the community somehow?
Wait, the price is $115.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I thought you said $3,000. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. So
collectively is what I meant.
Okay, cool. Basically the price is just the price in general, and the NFT collection. The raise of the NFT collection was, of course, in order to is going to be used to develop the multiplayer game. That's the reason. And obviously, the faster we get the funds, the faster we get the we're actually release the multiplayer game. And regarding the VCs, obviously also the VCs are investment part that will help us building the multiplayer. But just remember that a multiplayer game, and is not our case actually, because we, thanks to, for example, iMasterArt, there is the game development school that I was talking about. These also allow us to lower costs. And since we have also already built the single player game, and so we will have all the assets from the single player game, we will be able to use all these assets and move basically to the multiplayer game. So we have already done most of the graphics, most of the mechanics and maps and everything. And for this reason, we have already done a great portion of the multiplayer. So I would say about 60% of the multiplayer. And so we have already done a great part. But just remember that a AAA game on average takes from 10 to 20 million for making a game like that. So all these things just adds up in order to make the best possible product that we can ever give. And so that's the reason why we are doing both, for example, the NFT collection and the VC raise. And yeah, but by the way, just to mention, a great portion of also the multiplayer is basically self-funded, because most of the things, as I mentioned before, are made by the single player, or come from the single player game, and the single player game is completely self-funded by our founders. So that's the thing. I hope I made you understand. If by the way, if there is something that is not clear, just tell me.
No, it's not that it's not clear. It's just it seems kind of like a small amount of money to raise compared to what the cost is. So I think there was just some people who in chat that had asked, what is $300,000, which would be the collective amount that you guys raised. What does that matter to $10 to $20 million? And I think that it's a capitalistic venture is probably the answer to that. Like you mentioned, like it takes a lot to run that. It takes servers costs, and you guys have to pay your developers and things like that. So anytime you can make $300,000 with a project, I understand. The so and then that was the question. So that's why the person asked. Will there be a playable demo, and how can we get on the list to play it? Is there going to be a whitelist process?
No. The demo will be available for all the Genesis Pass holder. So anyone that will have the Genesis Pass on October, so in 2-3 weeks, you will be able to play the single player demo.
Okay, and then in terms of the mint cost, or the mint price, or sorry, the minting, is that going to be something that we need to register, get into your all server, send a certain amount of messages for a requirement? What's the process there? Is it just going to be a public mint where we can go in and mint there, or do we need to be whitelisted?
Oh, okay. So regarding the minting process. Okay, the process is going to be first the whitelist for 3 hours, and after that, if there is some spots left, there is going to be the public sale. So if you are not whitelisted, you have you have to wait if the mint is going to be sold out in the first 3 hours or not.
All right, understand. Well, kind of running out of questions here on my side, but I want to make sure that we didn't gloss over anything. That there are things that maybe you wanted to brush up on before we end this stuff. Is there anything that you maybe wanted to kind of have the last word and kind of say, by the way, we haven't talked about this, but this is something that's also going to be a part of the project. I want to make sure that you have that opportunity to, in this office hour with some good news.
Yeah, of course. So basically, first thing, guys, if you have any question, something that even when you get in our Discord or when you get on our Twitter, you might have some questions, anything, make sure to just watch our animated video or make inside the chat or open a ticket, because obviously we understand, even mainly if you are not a gamer, that there might be some things that are not completely clear. So be sure to just there is me, there is the mods, there is our community that is amazing, that can answer you. And moreover, be sure to follow us on Twitter. Turn on your notification, because we are going to release some really, really cool stuff tomorrow and the day and the mint date. Some really cinematic stuff regarding our basically some battles inside, basically on the space. Some really, really cool stuff. So make sure to follow us on Twitter, and obviously turn on an alarm for the meantime. I will just repeat it. September 23rd, 12 p.m. East or 4 p.m. UTC. So it's going to be Friday, 4 p.m. UTC or 12 p.m. East. So yeah, that's it. And thank you for hosting, obviously. Thank you so much.
Yeah, not a problem. Thank you for answering those questions. I know some of the questions weren't like the easiest questions to answer, but you did it. You did a great job. And we're really excited to be working with you guys.
No, it's completely fine. It's completely fine. It's really important that in general, also if there are some tricky questions, that I answer them and I make you understand the overall concept behind the project, and in general what we are doing, what we are trying to do, and try to being as much basically fully transparent. So that's it.
Transparency shows me that you guys understand what you guys are getting into in the Web3 space, because everyone's on edge, right? They're always like, you're taking my money. What are you going to do with it? So I appreciate the transparency for sure. But I want to thank you and your team for working with us and for coming in and explaining the game. Really excited to see what you guys do here. I also want to thank everyone for joining us here in chat. And submitting your questions. Thank you guys so much. And then anyone listening to this later in the recording, thank you for staying tuned towards the end.
Oh, by the way, one thing. I'm doing this in general, but in particular in this community, anyone that just asked a question, you guys, if you want, are whitelisted. So just screenshot the question, join, open a ticket, and tag me. So, and I'm going to whitelist you. So that's it. Also, a small gift for you guys.
Hell yeah! So we got Johnny Solana, we got Raga Prince, and we got Jinzo getting whitelisted. Raga Prince asked like 9 questions. He should get extra. I'm just kidding. No, we really appreciate that, man. That's really awesome.
Yeah, no problem. All right,
Awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Well, everyone have a good night, good morning, and
Bye.
yeah. Bye.